Good afternoon, and now I give the floor to Presidential Administration spokesman on ATO issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear friends. Now, the information about the events in the ATO area during the last 24 hours, and also about the training of our Ukrainian servicemen in the firing grounds of the country. In Lugansk area, there was only one enemy shellings in the region of Popasna. In Donetsk area, in the region of Lugansk, the enemy delivered 2 artillery shellings. Also, the enemy actively used mortars along the front line. Military actions intensified after 6 p.m. along the front line from Zaitsevo to Avdiivka production area. There were some firing between ATO forces and the militants. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in Donetsk area, there were 28 enemy shellings, including 12 heavy, the shellings with the use of heavy weapons. According to the information provided by the Chief Intelligence Department of MOD, detachment of 331 parachute regiment of 98th landing troops division of Russian forces deployed in Kostroma came to Donbass, and they will be used in subversive activities in the area of Lugansk, Krasnogorovka. In Mariupol area, the enemy delivered 5 mortar shellings near Krasnogorovka, and in the region of Dokuchaevska and Shirokina. The enemy launched 90 mines. So the shelling continues along the front line, and on the whole, in Mariupol area, there were 19 enemy shellings. Yesterday, there was also 1 flight of air drone of the enemy observed. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, 1 Ukrainian serviceman was killed, 2 were wounded. These losses Ukrainian forces sustained in Donetsk area. It happened in course of enemy shelling. We express our deep condolences to the relatives and loved ones of the servicemen. Losses of the enemy. Yesterday, 5 were killed and 7 were wounded from 5 divisions of the enemy, so-called 9th, 11th Regiment, and 3rd and 4th and 7th Brigades. The biggest losses the enemy sustained from so-called 9th Detached Assault Motorized Brigade of Marines that is deployed at Novazovsk and acts in Mariupol area. Also, they identified 3 militants who were wounded. So these were Oleg Kozlovsky, Vitaly Orlov, and Andriy Rayev. And because of these losses, and also because there are refusals of the militants to go into battle, and also because of desertion, the commanders of the enemy took the decision to man up this division, and they sent 100 criminals who served their sentences in the temporarily occupied territories of Donetsk Oblast, and they were released through amnesty after they signed contracts to serve in the ranks of Russian occupation forces. Rapid Trident 2016 continue. Ukrainian platoon of radiological, chemical, and biological defense was trained in case of mass contamination. So, according to the scenario of the training, the zone was contaminated, and the task was to organize the centers for treating the people and equipment and to minimize the risks of radiochemical and biological, bacteriological contamination. In Zhytomyr, there were some anti-terror training. So special forces used weapons and equipment, and they showed coordinated actions, and they completed their task successfully. They deactivated imaginary terrorists and seized the building of Technical University and freed the hostages. In Chernigivshina, operative commanders of North Unit shared the experience. About 200 servicemen who served under contract improved their knowledge and practical skills in the different subjects of military, and they were trying to command their subordinates, and 1/3 of the training were devoted to field training. In Chuguyev, that in Kharkivshina, they had some meeting of major sergeants of air forces during 3-day event. 300 servicemen who serve under contract shared their experience. They identified new approach to how to support morale and maintain battle readiness in the unit. They had some firing exercises, and they were trained with the use of armored vehicles. In Mirgorodsky Brigade of Tactical Aviation, they had the day of open doors, and 200 boys and girls came to see living conditions of air brigades, the equipment, and also they saw some technical training. Also, National Guard delivered some humanitarian help to Avdiivka. This help was provided by some Ukrainian church. The servicemen unloaded part of humanitarian help in the center of the city, and then they went to the outskirts of Avdiivka, and they brought some humanitarian help to the streets that are usually come under fire of the enemy, and that's why humanitarian help is not usually sent there. Do you have questions? No, thank you.